Welcome to another great episode of Tales from the BlkIce. Look. So, back in 1993, I was a producer for this group called Pitch Black. I was the producer and DJ half of Pitch Black. We talk pro-blackness, stand up for yourself, be seen, heard, recognized, and appreciated. It's gonna be a better day, but whoop-de-whoop. So, because I had popularity and I was on the campus of Cleveland State, I was the DJ for all of the icebreakers, all the parties for the frats on Cleveland State campus, and I had a radio show. I met with many different MCs, and because I met with many different MCs, I was able to produce a product called There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed, and this is one of the songs that was on there. But the main title of the song, the main title of the cassette was There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed, right? And so the whole posse name was Home Team Production. Me and these two other kids would have parties. I would have them at the front door and I would be the DJ rocking the party, right? So it was Home Team Productions, and we went around and I recorded in 2 different studios to get all of the work done. And I had the rap end of Pitch Black going around with me everywhere that I went, right? Learning how to get the covers, learning how to get the shells, the cassette cases, learning where to get it mastered so that it would boom in people's cars, picking out the right cassettes, figuring out where to get the frost, to put the frosty letters on instead of having the sticky labels, all of that. We went around, learned all of that, right? So, There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed. So the record came out 1993. Took it around to all the different places where I took my mixtapes around the city of Cleveland. And like I said, the rap end of the rap group that I was in went with me. Well, shortly after There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed came out on cassette, the rap end of the rap group that I was in all of a sudden came up with another cassette that was a solo cassette of his own. That's right. And on the inside, it wasn't like the No Killing What Can't Be Killed, because I had the glossy white with the black and white with a one color, because at the time that's all that could be afforded was the black and white image of the Home Team posse, right? And then one color on the letters and the white glossy, right? So when the person produced his solo cassette, it was on green paper, much like the green screen, just green construction paper with a black image and black writing on it. Now, anyone who knows anything about acronyms are abbreviations of names. So HTP, back in the day, you would say H period, T period, P period, right? But now acronyms, people understand it, so you can just go HTP. Well, and you have to have each letter capitalized, right? Representing each title within the phrase of the name. And the person said HTP, but they had it in lowercase. H period, lowercase h period, lowercase t period, lowercase p period. Home Team Productions, another Home Team Productions. And he told me, well, it can be like it's another Home Team Productions. So from following me around and learning all the routes, he went around and put his cassette in to various places, just like the Home Team, the main Home Team cassette was. And I wouldn't even say that it would be the main Home Team. It was the only Home Team, right? So this was a little Snakey, and I looked at it, I said, this is Snakey. This is Snakey. Instead of just waiting until we got together to do the Pitch Black cassette, he went around and did this, right? And so at this point I said, well, I have to put distance between me and this person, right? Because anyone who would be that snaky would be a snake. So something of betrayal, of a real betrayal took place, right? And so I split from everybody, even my best friend since 5 years old. I split from everyone. But learning from my history before, I reached out to this person and said, I need my DAT tape and my Beastie Boys album back. I kicked the shit with him for a while before I asked him. He said, oh, I thought that's probably what you would want it. But being a somewhat honorable person, I was able to go over to his house, and his mother had the DAT tape and the album, and I was able to get both and jet off. And because what you find out is whoever owns the master is the master, right? So years later, I'm in my store, 1999, 2000, and a strange kind of fellow comes in and he begins to purchase music from me, right? And then one day he says, do you remember this person? I can't remember his name, but he had some song out that was real popular. And I said, no, I don't know what your, who you would be talking about, right? It wasn't on my mind, right? So he said, well, I'll bring it back next time I come. So a couple of days later, he comes back in, he brings this cassette that looks much like the green screen here. And he says, oh yeah, this song, it was real hot, right? And then so he goes on to tell me that he was a quote unquote music manager, and he had told the guy, that he should take all of the cassettes from out of the stores so that they could do a re-release and make it real big. Number one thing about doing that is you don't do that. You keep the popularity hot, and then the person who is coming in, it is supposedly is the manager or someone who can actually do what they say they do, if they can do what they say they do, then would just roll and bring the new product in with the new labeling. But the heat would never stop. So that just goes to show you how when people commit BlkIce, slippery, trying to cause a crash, how later they're crashed up. And now here I am, a person who owns a CD DVD store in the game, commercials all over television, have been producing. Now remember, that was 93. That was 93 when There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed came out. Then I moved on, and in 94, I came out with one called Just a Little Something. Peace. Now see, that was just a little something, right? That came out in 95, right? So now remember, I said 93 was There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed. 95 was Just a Little Something. But in between time, I had one called the 9 Double Deuce that had a little jammy on there called Skinny Dipping. So let's run through the succession. 1990, Icebreaker, rocking the college campus from 1990 to 96. 93 put out the first project called Just a Little Something. Following year, I come back with not Just a Little Something, but There's No Killing What Can't Be Killed. 93, 94 is 9 Double Deuce, and then 95. Just a Little Something, right? So here I am constantly producing, and then a few years after that, in between time, putting out various mixtapes, and after that, opening up my record store in 97. You see, constantly producing while people acting snaky fall to the wayside, skinny dipping. Constantly producing, constantly turning it over, and then later, after I opened up the store, released more product, right? So people, when people do snaky things to you, you just drop them off to the wayside. Don't even think about it. Keep it moving and keep driving, and as you go through, you will have release after release after release. You will have success after success after success. And those that deal in being the unseen, thus you often deal with the unforeseen, will fall by the wayside. This has been another tale from the BlkIce.